Hey, what's going on with this crazy real estate market? In a moment, we're going to talk about that. Hey, it's Steve Schwab here with the Portland Lifestyle Team. It's been a little while since I've come to you with some market statistics that I think it's time to update, and I think you're going to find this a bit interesting. So first, I'm going to start with the S&P Dow Jones Index. It's basically the CoreLogic Case-Shiller report on pricing. And what it does is it looks at the entire United States broken down into two categories, a 10-city composite and a 20-city composite. Again, the Portland, Oregon is part of the 20-city composite. And this report's telling us that for the month of July, annual increase in pricing, pricing appreciation was 4.8% across the board. That's up from 4.3% from the month before. So you can see in 1 month, we saw about a 0.5% increase in price appreciation in 2020. The 20-city composite, again, this is what Portland's part of, posted a 3.9% price appreciation. Versus 3.5% the month prior. And again, the same three cities are leading the pack for the highest appreciation. Number one is Phoenix, Arizona, followed by Seattle, and bringing up the rear there is Charlotte. Phoenix is fascinating. They're growing at 9.2% appreciation. They're going crazy down there. I've been watching the Phoenix area for a couple of years now, and what I'm starting to see now is they're not too far off from what pricing looks like right here in Portland, Oregon. So there's a lot of people moving those prices up. So drilling into Portland here a little bit, I just mentioned that the 20-city composite has gone up at about 3.9% annualized. Portland, Oregon is seeing about a 5% annualized appreciation right now, which is a pretty healthy number. I think it's important to kind of strive for that 4 to 5% rate. That's really more of what I'd call a healthy number versus getting into that 9, 11, 13+% appreciation, where things get a little bit dicey over time if you maintain those types of upticks. The report goes on to kind of talk about the fact that so many regions around the country are seeing appreciation still. Even some of the cities that are suffering a bit, namely New York City. New York City is 1.3% appreciation. Chicago at 0.8%. And these are pretty fascinating numbers because, and again, I'll talk just real briefly here about specifically New York City. Forbes magazine reports that upwards of 1 million people this year have left the New York City area, New York City, New Jersey, Long Island, and Connecticut areas. That's a lot of people. And what they seem to be doing is they seem to be going south to states like Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Arizona. And we're seeing that same type of exodus out of areas like Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and places like that. Okay, let's shift gears here for a moment and talk about what's going on inside the real estate market here in Portland, Oregon. And to do that, I'm going to use the recent data that's been published through the local MLS, and it's for the month of September. And it's basically telling us that new listings decreased 5.9% from the same period, September of 2019. So 2020, 3,264 homes were listed in Portland versus 3,470 that were listed in September of 2019. There was also a decrease of 16% from the month of August. So September saw a reduction in new activity hitting the market. And all this is likely related to the whole pandemic. And people being maybe a little bit fearful of putting their home on the market, having people walk through their home, maybe feeling like they don't want to get out and look at new homes that they're going to replace with. So as soon as we're through the pandemic, these pandemic times, I think we're going to see a big shift in what's going on out there. Relative to pending sales, we had an increase of 17.3%. homes that received accepted offers from September of 2019. So that's quite an uptick from a year prior. And it's a decrease of 14.7% from August of 2020. So basically 97% of the new homes hitting the market are getting offers and selling, which is just mind-blowing. Closed sales increased 36.8%, so 3,251 homes sold in September, which compared to September of 2019, we saw 2,377 homes sell. And again, about a 3.2% increase from the month of August. So this activity is likely due to the fact that you can get 30-year interest rates below 3% these days. So there's a big incentive to buy from an affordability standpoint. Let's talk about inventory now. Inventory for the Portland area was 1.1 months worth of inventory. Again, that means if nothing else is listed, everything for sale is gone in 1.1 months. It's probably the lowest I've seen in the 20 or so years that I've been in the real estate discipline myself. This is fascinating because you start to pull certain areas of the activity out, and namely I'm going to talk about condominium activity in the Pearl. It's virtually dead down there, and a lot of that has to do with the civil unrest that Portland is seeing downtown. Again, Portland's inventory is 1.1 months. Well, if you look at just 97209 for condominiums downtown, there is 8.3 months worth of inventory. So things just are not transacting much. At this time, there's 221 condominiums on the market. Only 26 of them are pending right now. There's 26 additional that are pending, so there's 221 active. And in the last year, 295 have sold. So there's just not a lot of activity going on down there. And if you've got a condominium in the Pearl District that you're trying to sell, you're probably having a real struggle. Now, relative to active listings, if you take a look at your screen right there, you're going to see a chart that shows month by month over the last 3 years, 2018, 19, and 20, the total number of active listings by month, throughout the year. And it does not confuse these. With the numbers I was talking about a moment ago were the new listings coming to the market. This is total listings. So you can kind of see that typically we see inventory build going into the spring, throughout the summer, and it kind of stays stable into the late summer, early fall, where it starts to taper off again. And if you look at that bottom line, the 2020 line, you can see that the number of overall active listings on the market has stayed fairly consistent throughout each and every month through September, unlike what you're seeing just above that from 2018 and 19. This is really interesting. Again, clearly pandemic oriented. So I just shared an awful lot of information with you. If you'd like to have some of this stuff in a PDF form that you can study a little bit closer, right there on your screen is my email. Shoot me a quick note, and I'm happy to send these out to you right away. Steve@PortlandLifestyleTeam.com. As well, I can't emphasize enough how strong of a time, powerful of a time it is right now to either buy or sell. If you're looking to either make a change in school districts and make a change in areas of town you want to live in, maybe you need a larger home, want to downsize, whatever it may be, I'm happy to sit down with you and give you an idea of what your current home's worth. And help you build a plan towards migrating to wherever it is you'd like to go. Likewise, if you know someone that's looking to want to buy their very first home, again, interest rates are just smoking low. Great time to be taking advantage of the affordability here in Portland, Oregon. I hope this information's been useful. Love to talk to you more about it again if you have a need. And until I talk to you again in about a couple of weeks, make it a great day.